Good evening, everyone. This is the fitness faculty. It is, what time is it? 9, man, oras ko, 9:35 p.m. September 7. Kakatapos lang ng game ng UP versus Ateneo. And syempre, UP fight. My name is Coach Chapi Calanta, one of the hosts for the fitness faculty. And with me, of course, is...
Yes, I'm Wisdom Valle, sir, the co-host and fresh off of the Battle of Katipunan. Welcome to episode 3.
Yes, sir. Episode 3 of the fitness faculty. Thank you to all of our subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for all of our followers on Instagram and on Facebook. Again, if it's your first time listening, thank you. Hopefully, you can follow us and subscribe so you can be updated with our latest videos. Kamusta, Sir Wisdom? How was your Saturday? How's your Saturday?
So far medyo busy Saturday. I have grad school na klase
Hmm.
sa hapon. And then, of course, we have this recording. So medyo malaki yung utang ko sa wife ko. Malaking bawi.
Weekend pa naman.
By the way, so yeah, if you noticed, may microphone na tayo. So salamat sa nag-donate. Ah, Libre na nga tong podcast, magreklamo pa kayo tungkol sa audio.
So,
Binigyan niyo pa ang problem.
sa mga,
Saksak.
sa mga nagreklamo sa audio ni Sir Wisdom, hindi na kayo pwede
Oo.
magreklamo. Ayan na.
Libre na nga, gusto niyo pa galingan. Eh, yung gagawin ko ngayon, sasaksak ko pa siya. Set up ko pa yung earpiece ko for audio. Tapos may ilaw pa. Di ba?
Maya mo
I
kung
mean, yung
full.
headset ko, ganun lang oh. O, pasok ko lang. But anyway, so salamat sa nag-donate. Baka yung next na i-donate nyo, ano na, 4K camera.
Ako naman, I was actually in the opening of the UAAP. And for all of you guys who were there, I must say, what a show. Syempre yung highlight yung Eraserheads. Sabi ko nga sa Coach Julius, our colleague. Eka, when was the last time the Eraserheads performed in the Philippines na complete sila? And it was actually their first time to perform in the Araneta Coliseum. They performed 7 songs, which if you bought a Patreon ticket earlier for 600 pesos, how much were the tickets when they were going on their tour in the US? I'm sure mahal. But again, what a show. Congratulations to UP and the UAAP, of course, for the good show earlier. And of course, congratulations to UP men's basketball for winning against Ateneo. But
Yes, congrats. And actually, well worth it ng ticket na yun. Ha? Parang bonus na lang yung basketball game.
600
Yeah.
lang. Hindi mo
Oh,
lang
yeah.
nakita yung Eraserheads. Meron pang Moonstar 88. I think they were called the Maroon 4 earlier. May taga Moonstar, may taga Slapshock, may taga Franco. And of course, our friend Jonoy Danao was there. Mga taga UP talagang nag-rejoice kanina. But enough of that. On to our topic today. So, Sir Wisdom and I talked about what next we should talk about. And we haven't actually talked about what exactly do we need to think about when we are thinking about starting a fitness routine or a fitness program. I'm sure a lot of our listeners are wondering also, a lot of our listeners might be first time, gym goers or beginners in the gym. And Sir Wisdom and I are, of course, teachers in the university and we teach basic and advanced weight training. So, medyo may alam kami tungkol dito. But more than that, we're gonna go into also looking at the commercial gyms out there, what to look out for, what might be some warning signs that you want to look out for, and also try to help you out in terms of if you want to get a coach, what should be the good qualities, and if you want to make your own program, ano yung kailangan nyo matutunan. Okay? But first of all, maybe wisdom, let's talk about why do people actually go to the gym in the first place? I think that's where we should start. There are many reasons why, pero what is it important? I guess the question is it important to lock that down? Maybe we're talking about motivation, maybe we're talking about what our goals are, pero what are the things that we need to think about before we actually go into the gym?
Yeah. So you have to look at your fitness journey as something that is more, long term. Because if you want to enjoy your life, eventually we all get older. The older we get, the higher the chances that we experience health-related illnesses or conditions. So going to the gym is really an investment in enjoying your future, no? So you have to think about it in the sense na hindi lang siya sa pagpapaganda ng katawan. It's really more of really banking, no? Putting some coins in your health bank so that when you're older, you tend to enjoy your life more. You're more independent. You have less trips to the clinic or to the hospital, and you get to enjoy your family and friends more. No? Now the reality is that most people who are in a fitness center, or at least in the gyms, are there because they want to lose weight, they want to look better, which can be a really, really good side effect. And it's a good motivator, yes, But at some point, you do this fitness lifestyle long enough, it really becomes more of, really banking on enjoying your life better, as you get older. So, example, me and Chappie, I'm a bit older, so I'm closer to 40 than 39. So si Chappie, kaka 39 lang. And for the most part, we're totally fine. No?
Yeah.
But people in their early, minsan early, mid, late 30s, early 40s tend to have some tawag doon, hypokinetic conditions,
Yes.
which can really hinder your enjoyment of life. But wait till you get 50, 60, and if you're not physically fit, that's really when life kicks you in the butt.
I
Yeah.
I think we talked about it in our last episode. One of the trends for fitness is longevity and training
Yeah.
to increase one's lifespan. But aside from lifespan, also what they call health span, or increasing the time when we are healthier, or when we are more functional, or decreasing the time also when we will need assistance when we get to our old age. So I'm glad that you spoke about that, but because it's true, when I was in the gym before in 360, that was the number one reason why people went, to look good or to look better. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that if it gets you into the door. But
Mm-hmm.
the coaches that I know who are effective and who get long-term clients, really, years and years clients nila,
Yung ba
they
yung magaling mambola?
isa yun.
Sorry.
Isa
Tuloy
yun.
lang, tuloy
Pero
lang.
aside from magaling sila bola, kasi I think that's actually a useful skill. Pero aside from magaling sila bola, they also know how to not naman imbibe, pero parang incept nga into the person na this is not only for the end goal of looking good for your Boracay trip or your beach trip. This is something that is actually needed for health, for longevity, for increased livelihood, for increased functionality. And if ano yun parang it's not naman shallow goals, pero I guess at the start, it starts as a shallow goal, looking good. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look good, but once you achieve it, what's gonna happen next, diba? So parang, I guess, that's where people kind of stop. Okay, I'm done with my trip. I'm goal nga, diba? I'm done with my trip. So what's next? Do I go back to my old habits? And then, it becomes a yo-yo syndrome, and then a metabolic syndrome follows after that. So you talked about goal setting. Um, are there things that we need to remember when we are goal setting for ourselves?
Yeah. If you at the top of my mind, if you want to get into fitness, the first thing that you would need to figure out is what's your specific goal for fitness. For example, if your goal is if you want to lose weight, which is the goal of a lot of people, that's not a specific fitness goal. That's a because as we've mentioned before, you can lose weight just by dieting and not by exercising. So you have to focus on if you want to get more physically fit, what are we talking about? Because you can break down fitness into from aerobic fitness to anaerobic fitness. And all activities or exercise modalities fall within that spectrum. So first, set a goal. It could be you want to lose weight. It could be, you want to you want to function better around the world. You won't have problems putting your carry-on baggage on the overhead storage. You won't have problems loading your groceries. If your car gets a flat tire, you can change the tire by yourself. So those kind of things have to be set in place. Number one is set a goal, because if you don't have a goal, then you're just driving around senselessly.
Hmm.
So, and yeah, just to give you in terms of people getting into fitness, just to give you a bit of background on what the studies say. So most people don't exercise. And what I mean is most people do not purposefully do some physical activities that
Uh,
is aimed towards increasing their physical fitness or physical activity.
yeah.
Now, aside from that fact, most people who do exercise quit within the first year.
Mm.
All right. So it's a really, really tough challenge to make it a habit.
Okay.
So it's very, very crucial that you really set a goal. And part of that is setting a goal that you can be consistent with. No. So yeah, and so
Yeah.
after that very encouraging fact, yeah, anything to add?
No, grabe, no. So that is that like a recent study or parang looking at the trends na people really stop after a year? Wow. That's
Yeah,
that
within a year. So most
over
studies
within a
that
year.
would track people who get into fitness, the same with who would track people who get into weight loss.
Yeah.
Most people who go into drastic weight loss regain the weight within 2 years, and a lot of them even gain back more weight than they initially lost. So we don't really have a problem with in terms of people starting out, in terms of people getting into fitness, but I think the problem is being consistent. Being consistent, it all boils down to sustainability. When you want to get into fitness, you need to find a process that will make it more sustainable for you. Because as I would say in my classes, um, if if consistency is key, then sustainability is the key to consistency.
Hmm.
So
Galing.
yun, yeah.
So that's interesting kasi and we see that in the gym setting a lot. January. January comes and the gym is so full. It's so hard
Yeah.
to get a squat rack. It's so hard to move around the gym. The bathrooms are always full. So that and then it once May ends, once we get into June,
Oh.
then you see a trickle down. That's really when people, it's rainy season, the excuses come in. Oh, it's so hard to get to the gym. Traffic is getting worse. But really, it's because the summer's done. And most of the inertia that you got at the start of the year has already been spent up. And you need momentum after inertia.
Mm-hmm.
And that momentum comes in the form of course, I think, in my opinion, sustainability is system based in the sense that in order to be sustainable, you need to have a system that will help you become sustainable. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when I talk about systems, I think about what are the things that you do on a daily basis. That is, first of all, purposeful when it comes to exercise. And then, second, we talked about NEAT, non exercise activity thermogenesis, and talked about the effect of lifestyle related activities that are non purposeful in exercise
Mm-hmm.
and how it can contribute to your overall physicality, overall physical activity. And I think that's also a big part of it. People tend to forget that okay, I worked out for let's say 30 minutes and then I'm done for the day. I can sit on my chair and relax for the entire day. It's not going to be something. Kasi what happens then is that, okay, you might see some immediate results, but then the results kind of taper off because you're just doing this. And once your body adapts to it, the results taper off. And then that's when people say, I'm not getting any results. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I need to change, or maybe I need to stop, or maybe it's just not working. And then they lose momentum. They lose, they lose, but they are discouraged. And when that happens, then that's when people tend to, they either get the goal and then they stop, or they don't get the goal and then they're discouraged by it. That's why I think systems is a big part of it. And part of that system, of course, is coaching and the community that you're in. But yeah, definitely. Goals. One more thing about goals before we move on. I'm sure most of them, the acronym SMART, di ba? SMART goals. And I think everybody naman who went through some form of college, education knows the SMART goals acronym. But I still believe that's pretty powerful if it can be specific, measurable. Um, what is the A? It's attainable, right? And then relevant. Kasi natawa na, kasi parang relevant and then time bound. Yeah, yun tama. So specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So if you can make the goal specific, it's actually easier to commit or get the goal. So that's the last thing I'm gonna say about goals.
Yeah, yeah. So you're talking about specificity of the goal, no? So you go into fitness. So if someone wants to lose weight, which is what studies would show is that you see BMI as a predictor of health when we get into the 30 something. Hindi necessarily pag overweight, but when you start with the BMI of 3 and up, 3 something and up, so 30 something and up,
Oh yeah.
there tends to be more it tends to be more associated with risk for certain diseases. So
Mm.
you have to be more specific with your goal. For example, if your goal is weight loss, then your best bet is, of course, going on a healthier diet and aerobic exercise. So mga aerobic type of activities, walking, running, biking, swimming, because they tend to burn more calories in one session per session compared to lifting.
Mm.
If you analyze what you spend in a lifting session, the energy that you spend, most of the time that you do, most of the time when you're in a lifting session, you're resting.
Yeah.
Diba? If you really analyze what you're
Yeah.
doing, most of the time, you spend, let's say, 30 seconds in one set, then you rest for 1 to 2 minutes. No?
Except kung
So,
CrossFit.
yep.
Except
Yeah,
kung
except kung ano ka, kung
mga ganun.
circuit style. So,
Uh,
yeah. So, which will be more going more towards
aerobic.
aerobic type, right? Now, if you want to look better, then there's no other way around it. You need to do some form of resistance exercise
Hmm.
because nothing builds your body better than resistance training. Nothing builds it more proportionately and more predictably than resistance training. Not even sports, no? Kung si
True.
gusto mo, papaganda ka ng katawan, tapos magano ka, magba-basketball na ako, magja-jogging. That can help you lose weight, but it's not going to help make you look much better or in
Yeah.
better shape. So you have to be more specific about your goals and your expectations. Yep.
I'm glad you said that because when you say better, we both agree. Better is yung I don't want to say muscular, but that's it. Parang you
Yep.
want to look muscular, but not. Some people might want to look muscular and big. Some people might want to look muscular and slim, or what's the term? Parang tone. Ayoko talaga yung tone. I
Yep.
don't like using the word tone.
Ano eh?
Pero,
Ano na
pero
lang?
how do
More
you,
shapely. More
yun,
shapely.
I
Eh,
guess,
diba? So,
yeah. Kasi
slimmer
parang,
waist, broader
yes,
shoulders.
yes. Good
Mga ganyan.
proportions, I would say. But
Yep.
yeah, you only achieve that if you do add some resistance training. And I'm glad that, we're not, used to, because before, back in the 90s, body standards were, thinner, the thinner, the better. Nowadays, and of course, everybody has their own body, but iba na yung standards na parang we want to look healthy. And I think that's
Yeah.
what this current generation is trying to achieve. Parang looking healthy. And that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a better way
Yep.
to go about it. Now, once you have, you know your goal, you are going after that goal, then one thing that people will look at is going into a gym
Mm-hmm.
or joining a gym. So, what are, in your opinion, I know, yeah, you go to your gym, diba? You have your own gym, and meron naman tayong gym sa UP. But what are the things that we need to look at when we are trying to choose a gym for ourselves to be a member in?
One thing that I would say when you're looking for a fitness center or uh, you know, physical fitness facility that you would like to get into is if you are just starting out, look for nearby opportunities. So
Hmm.
if you live, for example, if you live somewhere in BGC, ang dami mong pagpipilian. if you live for, let's say, somewhere in the suburbs, let's say dun sa hometown ko sa Mindanao, you may spend maybe 2 hours of commute to get to the nearest gym. So
Wow.
if you're just starting out, look for nearby opportunities first. Because if you are just starting out, you don't want to make getting to your workout a burden in itself.
Yes.
Diba? If you're spending, let's say, 1 hour just to get to your 45-minute workout and then 1 hour pa uwi, no, it may not be worth your time.
Yes.
All right. So the easier it is to get to, then the better chances of sustainability. Diba? So for example, if it's just a 15-minute walk away, then chances are you won't have much excuse. Diba? So in my case, opportunities are everywhere. No?
No.
After my class, when I walk out, there's literally a weight room. When I'm at home, it's just one elevator ride down. I'm at the gym. So kahit bumabagyo, holiday, so that makes it much easier kasi minsan nakakatamad eh. I've also tried being in a commercial gym. Tapos minsan you will have to spend a 20 to 30-minute commute. No? Tapos pag umuulan or medyo pagod ka, nakakatamad. So first thing is, yep, look for nearby opportunities, which may be a parang reverse way of specificity, no? Kasi tignan mo muna, ano ba yung realistic na malapit na mapupuntahan mo? Alright. So, yan. How about you? What do you
Yeah.
think? Anong unang hanapin nila?
First of all, I would agree. I think location is king. Again, speaking from experience of having gyms, we try to put gyms in places where people work. So, CBDs. So, para hindi nila kailangan, you don't need to think about it already. After work, they go straight to the gym and that builds the routine. Kasi again, in this business, you want to be able to build routines for your clients so that they keep on coming back to you and your usage rate also goes up. So that's why before we tried to put, like we put one in QC, we put one in Ortigas and Makati and BGC, the more populated areas. So yes, location is king. And that's why when I talked about systems earlier, that's one of the things that I think is needed. You need to have a fail safe, meaning if you do have access to a gym, good for you. I mean, you have it. But what happens, like what Sir Wisdom said, biglang bumagyo, biglang kaya tamad ka. So that's when I think things that you can not know, yeah, I guess purchase and keep at home, like a light set of dumbbells, stuff like that. You can have at home so that you can have something to do. But yes, that's one thing, location. But the second thing I will look for, of course, a gym, is the facilities. Yes, it's true. You can get a workout if from just a single set of dumbbells. Yes, it's true. You can get the workout just with your own body weight, but nothing can replicate tension the way that weights or machines can. But you can't replicate 250 pounds on your shoulders doing a back squat if you don't have 250 pounds lying around. So that's what I look for. I look for facility. I look for not facility, but equipment, more of equipment. Does the gym
Yep.
have a squat rack? Secondly, how many squat racks does the gym have? Because that's my bias. I like doing strength work. I like doing bar work or barbell work. Does the gym have a trap bar? That's very important for me. Does the gym have a cable machine? That's also very important for me. So I might be looking at it from my eyes being knowing what I need to do. But for me, those are what's essential. I think you need a squat rack. I think you need a cable machine. I think you need bench. Not a bench press machine, but some benches. You're gonna need benches for your workouts. And I think you need dumbbells. And I can actually stop there for myself. For some people, importante pa yung mga machines like leg curl, like extensions, all of the other hosts of machines out there, which are also good. But for me, if I have a program in mind, I have a list of equipment. I look at the equipment in the gym and see if they have it. Because again, I don't know if anything can replicate tension the way that these machines and these free weights can.
Yeah. So for me, first thing that you would look for is meron bang preacher curls. Second is meron bang easy bar. Right? And then titignan mo, meron bang at least three sides of the room may mirror. And that's all you need.
If you
Ah,
follow.
but, but for me, yeah, same. No,
uh,
rack, bench, set of dumbbells, and bar and plates, and that's good to go
yung nasa
for
likod
me.
mo, okay na nga yun. Sa likod
Yeah.
ko. Okay
Ano
na.
na yan, extinct na yan. But how about, yung mga cardio equipment?
Ah,
Elliptical, treadmill, bike. What's your opinion on, or what's your take on looking for any specific cardio equipment? Stairs, stair climber, so on.
pag ganun, um, that's a good question. Kasi I'm gonna go to my bias. But I don't like cardio. I mean, cardio, because I don't like running. I don't like running. I don't like. I just like getting my cardio from my strength work and my resistance training work. But since you asked, because I am training for the High Rocks race. So, ano yung High Rocks race?
Ah,
So, if you haven't heard of the
ano siya, di ba? Yeah.
yeah,
Parang obstacle course or parang
no.
Spartan race, gano'n?
Yeah, it's more not more CrossFit Games, less Spartan race.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So basically, it's a lot of different exercises.
Tama.
A sled push, lunges, ganun. But in between each is a 1 kilometer run. So that's
Yeah.
that's why I've been trying to get my running up. But aside from that, I want if I am gonna look for cardio machines, I would want to have some variety. So if the gym has more variety, the better it is. Meaning, hindi puro treadmill. I don't like seeing gyms na parang sobrang daming treadmill and then there's not a lot of variety because you would want to have some variety like rowers, rowing machines. I like the
Yeah.
concept too. I like air bikes. You know, air bikes. For
Mhm.
me, one of the best ways to train your Gen Pop clients without
Airbags, yeah.
yes, exactly. The Airdyne bikes of from hell, which people really hate. But nothing gets your heart rate up really high when you're trying to go hard on the air bike. Stepper, not a big fan, but some people like it. Not even I don't even like ellipticals. I like stationary bikes. Okay.
Alam mo yung irony about the stair climber, stepper,
Okay.
sa mga commercial gym, people take the escalator
Yeah.
to go to their gym
To
and then
step.
spend 30 minutes on the stepper.
That is, I've seen that happen a lot. So yes, I just tell my clients to go take the stairs. I'm not a big fan of the stepper, but I like the variety. And in fact, when I do my cardio, I don't stay long in a machine. I try to go like 5 minutes per machine and try to mix it up. Because I like the variety in that way. I'm not a big fan of long distance running. I guess that's obvious. How about you? I know you love cardio, right?
Yes. So anything over 10 reps, yep, cardio. But yeah, if you think about cardiovascular endurance machines, actually I need to get some cardio in
Okay.
because dati when I would commute, I'd spend around, that's a good 90 to 120 minutes of commuting. So pila sa train, tayo sa loob ng bus, and so on. So that's slow, steady state cardio,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That's how many steps. And now when I'm driving, that's 45 minutes, and you're just sitting down.
Uh,
Tapos automatic pa. So may cardiovascular health is something that I'm also watching out for na kasi nawala na yung slow steady cardio.
uh,
And for people who would like to do cardiovascular fitness activities or exercises, I think you would also want to look into yung mga more full body movements. For example, yung air bike, elliptical, rower, because you do get to use more joints, more muscles to move the equipment, no? As opposed, let's say, treadmill na mostly nasa leg. So, not only do you theoretically spend more calories, let's say, per stride, but you also tend to ease up the stress on your legs na hindi lang siya puro tuhod.
mm,
Especially if you've tried a good elliptical na equipment. talagang iba yung stress, yung strain sa tuhod nyo compared to, just
Much
on a
less.
treadmill.
Oo,
Yeah.
tama. Totoo.
Also, yung mga treadmill na
Curve.
naka-curve, yep, much better on the feet. O, di ba? Alam ko. Nakwento lang sa akin. But, why do you think pag pumupunta ka sa gym, di ba, commercial gyms, glass usually yung
Ah,
window, ay yung walls. Bakit puro nakatapat doon sa glass yung
treadmill.
treadmill,
Ah.
bike, and so on?
I actually don't know, but I have wondered that before. Because our gym, we never had treadmills and 360, so
Okay.
yeah, it wasn't a part of our business strategy. I'm not sure. I don't know if you would like looking at yourself in the mirror when you're running. It's kind of weird. I'd rather watch
Yeah.
Netflix or something. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but it's part of making an impression. Pag may new client, papasok, tapos, uy, ayos dito.
yes.
Kumpleto yung gamit. Maraming parang, uy, high-tech. Dito may mga treadmill, may mga stationary bike. Which is, if you know what you're looking for, you may not really need it. But it's an eye catcher, as opposed to barbell, dumbbell, parang for a beginner, you wouldn't know what to do with those things first. So
Yes.
pag nakita ka ng stationary bike, treadmill, uy, alam mo what that's for. Uy, maganda dito.
Uh,
High-tech or kumpleto yung gamit. And I think it's much safer na rin to put those to closer to the glass wall, no? Kasi may mga dumadaan na tao, nakikita yung mga kumakain. Imagine mo kung yung leg press nakatapat sa
yeah.
glass, di ba? Tapos nakaharap
Ganun.
nakaharap ka sa glass so yeah, but
I
yep,
guess.
that's a good draw.
Yeah.
So if you would notice, a lot of the gyms would have syempre glass walls para
Yeah.
kita sa loob, and it lined it up with mga either weight machines or cardio equipment.
You
Yep.
know, I'm not gonna say the name of the gym, but there's a gym now that was that's pretty popular. They actually have their gyms have virtual reality pa nga. Virtual reality while
Mm.
going. They have gyms. They have one of their gyms has a pool table or bilyaran, may ano pa ganun. Ano bang I think you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's uh
Yep. There's a trend ngayon sa US, trend which is making parang gym cafe. So
ah
there's a gym, but there's a coffee shop, there's
yeah.
a protein bar,
That that
may
that that
kainan.
makes that makes sense.
Eh,
That makes sense, I
Yep.
guess. Yung if you have, let's say, one-stop shop, you especially if you're serving healthy. Pero di ko lang magets yung yung bilyaran. yung mga ganun. Pero I guess
Ano,
if it gets you,
fine motor skills. Fine motor skills.
tsaka sport naman yung billiards. What about, yeah, talking about that, what about, do you even care about the gym feel or the gym
Mm.
community? Is that a big deal when it comes to choosing a gym?
Well, whatever gets you to stay, kasi may ibang tao na ganun, no?
Mm,
So kasi malakas yung something that helps people stay in a fitness or physical activity routine is the community that they feel. Kaya 'di ba,
yes.
malakas yung mga CrossFit, yan, malakas yung mga group classes,
Yeah.
Zumba, 'di ba? They build a community around a shared experience. So for some people that can help. A lot of people naman are also fine with going at it alone.
Mm,
So but yeah, being yung feel, no? Sometimes yung ibang tao okay na sa kanila yung mga bakal gym.
yes.
Yung iba naman are more, if you've seen, say yung dalawang premium na gym sa BGC, no? It's really, I got a membership in one of those. It's a place na parang parang walang any part of parang kadiri. Parang, oh, ayos to, ah. Parang pwede kang kumain dun sa
Uh,
sahig. Yeah, and that can be something, no, but it really depends on sa tao kung maarte ka o hindi. Kung
uh,
maarte ka, dati magagawa, and then you have to look for a nice gym kasi pag hindi ka naman nag-enjoy sa, let's say, bakal gym, no, goes back to sustainability, hindi mo siya masistay.
yeah.
For me kasi, when I was a clueless kid trying to work out, I grew up in literally sa bundok sa Northern Mindanao, Cagayan de Oro City.
Yeah.
So we'd put yung tubo metal bar, tapos
Yeah.
nasa puno ng niyog. That's
Uh,
where we do a pull-up. No? Tapos push-up, we have barbells na semento and tubo. And literally, nasa ano lang siya, nasa outdoor. So, coming from that, no? Jungle Gym, and I have posts of that one to prove na totoo
nakita ko na
yan.
eh.
Lupa, puno ng niyog. So for me, anything that has a roof, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, but ayun, so but it really depends sa tao. So
Yeah.
whatever catches your kumbaga parang if it feels right or it feels okay na sa'yo,
Yes.
then just go for that one. No, syempre, pag wala ka masyadong budget, di ka
Yun.
pwede maging masyadong maarte. But yeah, looking for something na gives you a sense of parang community or you belong na okay, I like this place. No,
Yeah.
pwedeng with other people or the place itself, you're comfortable there. Yeah. Kasi part din sa sustainability. Look for opportunities that are nearby as much as possible because you don't want going to your workout burden in itself. And look for activities that you enjoy.
Hmm.
So part of enjoyment is liking the company, liking the equipment, liking your trainer. So if you enjoy it, there's a much greater chance that you're going to stay with that activity. Whether you enjoy circuit style workouts, you enjoy strongman style workouts, you enjoy group exercises, di ba? Yung mga rowing or stationary bike na exercises, group dance classes, no? Whichever helps you enjoy, whichever one you enjoy the most, then there's a chance that you will be able to adopt that one as your habit, no, or your daily life na siya. Kasi ano let's admit it. There are some people na ayaw lang talaga mag-weights. They'd rather do, di ba? They'd rather do. May kilala ako, may student ako sa grad school na ano siya, OCR, obstacle course race. No? Sabi ko, ba't yung ginagawa yan? Di ba? Madumi, mainit, papawisan ka, tapos magpapalit ka pa, madudumi yung sapatos mo, medyas, basta na. But he enjoys it and he has a community. That's great, di ba? Ibang tao din naman talagang papasok sa gym. They
Hmm.
just join the Zumba or the group class na let's say hip hop aero, and that's fine. It gets them into the gym. And
Yeah.
some people, mostly men, like to lift weights. If you like to lift weights, then do it. No, find something that you enjoy.
Yeah. I guess when we summarize that, it's really about sustainability. Get what gets
Yeah,
you in the door and what keeps you inside. What keeps you going. Right? We haven't
yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
we
Something
haven't
to
even
say about that,
uh,
kasi nga sabi ko, 'di ba, based on studies, most people don't exercise, and those who do start to exercise quit within the first year.
hmm,
So we have a very high attrition rate worldwide. So it's a human phenomenon, I guess, which is why when I see people that I know were previously sedentary, and then they post na ano, nasa gym sila, they join a class, they're lifting weights, they post a selfie, mga ganyan. I'm happy for them. Like, good job, you started out, whether, marami kaedad natin nga magsisimula pa lang or they're younger. But a part of me is also aware that chances are that person is going to quit within a year. No? And it happens a lot, di ba?
hmm,
Someone, for people who have been as long, have been in this world as long as we have been, no? And we've seen those people come and go na magsisimula, tapos ano na nangyari? Wala, hindi na natuloy. So, really, sustainability is there. It's the most important step, or it's the most important characteristic for you to have a sustainable, active lifestyle.
hmm,
So, goal setting, find opportunities that are close by, and do whatever it is that you enjoy. Diba?
hmm.
And avoid whatever it is that you enjoy. Yeah. So, I mean, ewan ko lang sa'yo, but ang dami ko nakikita ko na magsisimula, tapos, oh, very good. And walang nangyari. No.
Yeah. I mean,
Sayang, sayang.
it's sad that when you talk about gyms, you have these success stories, but the success stories are parang fewer compared to those didn't who didn't continue.
Yep.
So kaya nga na-highlight sila kasi konti lang yung talagang umaabot na tumatagal kaya nagiging
Yeah.
lifelong. And if you
Yeah.
talk to those people, di ba? If you talk to those people, that's what happened. Parang it's a combination of getting the results, but also enjoying what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
finding something that they like to do and they enjoy, and
Mm-hmm.
also finding something that they got good at or they feel competent. Na parang, I'm able to lift weights, I'm able to do, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's dancing, maybe it's, I don't know, some kind of cardio class, but it's something that they feel like they're good at. They feel like they're good at it.
Yeah.
There's some competency, and then there's some relatedness that they feel from the people in the gym. They
Parang gusto mo na mag-lecture ng self-determination theory, ah.
papunta na nga tayo
Sports
dun eh.
psych, ah. Parang doon na papunta.
O kasi, well, yes.
Buti
Maybe
hindi
for
live to, ah.
maybe for a later
Yeah.
episode, we'll talk about sports psych and psychology. But yes, so just to reiterate, it has to be something sustainable. Think about your goals, think about location, and then also budget. So budget, I mean, for myself, before I was a member in Carry Sports, libre lang yun. Huwag mo sabihin, libre
Kala ko.
lang yan. Kasi 150K yun eh. Libre lang yun. Libre kami na for Ala Pilipinas. And talagang
Ayan.
sinulit ko yun. I mean, one of the best gyms in the Philippines, in my opinion. Complete. So, I was a member there, but also 360 was a very small gym. So, it's something na parang I'm comfortable with whatever. So,
Mm.
if you find what you're comfortable with, stick with it. But now, let's say you found your gym. Let's say you found your activity. What about the coach? So, let's talk about the coach. We talked about it a little bit last week and
Yep. Mm-hmm.
what
Mm-hmm.
makes a good coach, diba? Pero if you, Wisdom, were to look for a coach or parang say, oh, ito yung mararecommend kong coach sa'yo, what are the qualities of that coach?
So, assuming that the coach knows what he's doing, you need to be able to find a coach that you can connect with. I think before that person becomes your personal trainer, that person should be someone you see as being your friend.
Hmm.
Someone, this is the type of person that I would hang out with, no, if he was not my trainer. Kasi iba rin eh, iba yung relationship na, ayun mo, kunyari, malayo na nga yung gym mo. Tapos parang
Ayaw mo pa yung
hindi mo
trainer.
pa type yung coach mo and it's gonna be another barrier. So
Yeah.
yeah, talk to your coach, number one is talk about your goals. Kasi doon mo malalaman eh na if he knows what he's doing, you give your goal and then he's going to give you suggestions. He's probably gonna give you corrections if ma'am hindi natin pwedeng or say sir parang hindi natin pwedeng gawin yan at the same time, so maybe we would start with this process and so on. So talk to your coach. You build a relationship with them. If it's someone that you get good rapport with, then that's great because that's part of sustainability, di ba? Na ano natin last time, di ba? People skills sa isang coach. It's
Yeah.
very important because um it's going to be, if it's going to be a at least a medium term relationship, that person has to look forward to doing the activity and having you there helping him or her. Diba?
Yes.
So, yeah, talk to your coach about your goals, listen to what he's doing. Pwede mo namang i-ano niya. I-ano yun kaagad, no?
Hmm.
So, yep, which is why medyo mahirap din kasi may ibang coach na magaling mambola, no? And yep, make sure that your coach is able to listen to you and to give you some advice. So kung marami siya medyo magbibigay sa na advice, no options, realistic expectations, then that could be a good marker of a coach.
Yeah.
Pag yung coach yung ginagawa niya palagi is ano lang, if ang marketing niya is yung mga results ng clients, it's it's very, very prone to survivor bias na, okay, may pinakita siyang 10 na sobrang gumanda yung results. Probably there was, no, what if there was 90 na walang nangyari? Eh, nakita mo lang yung 10. Diba? So, sayang din. And, okay, ayaw kong sabihin to.
Bakit?
Pero, totoo ito. Tignan mo yung itsura ng coach mo.
Yes.
Alright? Fitness coach. Sabi ko nga sa mga students ko eh, you can't be, knowledge and behavior do not necessarily equate. But if you are in the fitness industry, you have to at least look like you are fit.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yes.
Look at your coach. That's if it's, hindi naman siya kailangan maging mukhang IFBB pro bodybuilder. But if your coach looks like someone who is fit, someone who is able to, who looks like they are able to look out for their own health and fitness, then that's a good impression na, okay, he or she might know what I need. Di ba? Kasi
That's a,
is it absolutely possible na yung coach na yan is the best, is the world's, most respected expert in terms of obesity, and speed training, pero mukha lang siyang overweight na sedentary. It's
yeah.
absolutely possible. Diba? But in the real world, if you're a fitness coach, no, sabihin ko sa client, sabihin ko sa mga trainers, at least look like you're fit.
Yes.
Diba? Kasi, sorry pero
Yeah,
totoo, yung
tama.
totoo diba?
Totoo.
Look at your coach. If your coach looks like he or she is fit, then at least he knows what it takes to be there or to stay there.
Yes.
Diba? So, sa
I
tingin
would,
ko, ikaw sa tingin mo,
oh,
hindi naman yun yung magiging basis lang. But,
yes.
I mean, come on. If you're going to be a fitness coach, then be fit at least.
I mean, we hired more than 100 coaches in our time. So, in terms of choosing coaches, yes, you said number one, be knowledgeable. So that's the first thing that you should look at. Matalino, I mean, hindi matalino, pero does this coach know what they're talking about, what they're doing? Secondly, being able to relate to people. Yung itsura, malaking bagay.
Yep.
Sorry to say, pero dalawa, two things that you need to look at. Are you, first of all, believable? So when a person looks at you and you're preaching fitness, you're preaching wellness, and you don't look fit or well, then you are losing credibility. There's no going around that. You might be funny, you might be engaging, you might be bibo, but if you don't look the part, then it's going to be hard to believe that you can get results. Secondly, and it's hard to admit, but secondly, you have to be pleasant to look at because you're going to be spending time with people and people will be looking at you, and we live in a world where we are first of all judged by how we look at. I mean, there's no going around it. The first time you see a person, especially when you enter a gym, you look at what they look like, you look at how they look. So importante, if for example you are starting off as a trainer, hindi ka pa masyado fit or simula ka pa lang or you're going through a transition or a process of getting fit, at least look clean. That's the minimum. The trainer has to look clean.
Parang pababa yung standard natin, ah.
Hindi
Don't
kasi,
have to look like a
let's,
bodybuilder, tapos fit, tapos at least look clean. Ang ano ba yung next? Be a human na yung next.
kasi let's just say some people are, going through a hard time or off-season nila, quote-unquote. So, yun ang bare minimum. Look clean, look presentable. So, if you are a person who is looking for a coach, that would be my criteria. Knowledge, people, communication skills, and being able to practice what they preach, which means looking fit and looking healthy. Diba? I think
Although, the irony is with a lot of fitness coaches, the more successful you get, the less time you have to work on your own fitness. But, it's part of the package that you
yeah,
bring, eh.
true.
No? Kaya 'di ba ang daming if mas konti yung views ng last episode but mas maraming interaction, mas maraming nakaka-relate.
Yeah.
Yung may ibang mga nagko-comment about the mga kabulastugan na ginagawa ng ibang trainer, but the reality is looks matter a lot, pambobola matters a lot. It's part of the business, it's part of the industry
Yes.
because you want people to buy into you as a trainer.
Yeah.
If someone's looking for someone who will help them out in their fitness journey, they will gravitate towards someone who looks the part and makes them feel like we got this, we can do this. Diba?
True. The reality is, um, the industry is, yung mga sikat sa industriya ay yung mga mukhang, wala tayong magagawa. They look good, they look fit, they look healthy, and that's just the way it is. So
Yep.
if you're a coach and you're listening to this, uh, and you don't look the part yet, then do your part to look the part. I mean, there's no going.
Yep. It's absolutely possible to be a good coach, even though you don't look like you're a very fit person.
Yes.
But it's tough. It's tougher to get a buy-in unless now you're someone who's well established in a, let's say, a very specific market. Let's say
Yeah.
sprinters,
Yes.
athletes, specific athletes,
You have a
but
specialty.
yep.
Yeah.
But pag wala, yep, look
Yeah.
the part.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, so if you're a client naman, again, look for those three. You look for knowledge, you look for people skills, how they communicate, and then they look and then look at them. Look at the coach
Yep.
themselves. Yeah. So there. Now, what if somebody who doesn't want to get a coach for some reason? We answered this question in
First,
episode one,
yep.
right? Parang, can you get results even without a fitness coach? And our answer was yes, you can, but you need to spend time. You need to spend time and effort. So, what would your advice be for somebody who, okay, I don't want to get a coach? What do I need to think about, or what do I need to remember?
Yeah. So it's absolutely possible to train yourself. But again, to train yourself, you have to have a basic understanding of exercise science, di ba? And a good trainer will be there to help you save time, save effort, no? And save money actually. 'Di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
kunyari, nasa ano ka, may subscription ka sa gym, tapos yung first 3 months, wala kang masyadong progress because you were just learning. You spent time and money there. No? So, pero kung wala ka talaga, then focus on, getting a basic understanding of the training principles. Don't fall for mga fads. All
Mm.
right? So, yung pinakauna-una yung gagawin is to watch episode 1. That will save you a lot of, 'di ba, trouble in terms of mistakes.
Yes.
So, yep, understand the basics of, aerobic fitness, anaerobic fitness. What is the principle of specificity?
Mm.
What are the different progressive overload modalities that you can do? The principle of progression, regression, maybe understand the concepts of auto-regulation. Sige, kahit hindi na. Pero yun nga,
Oh,
variation,
yes.
But yun, progressive overload,
That's
specificity,
yeah.
variety. Understand those things in the context of your specific goal. Kasi iba yung goal, let's say, if you're into cardiovascular fitness, you're running, iba yung ano doon, specificity and progressive overload. Iba yung progressive overload sa circuit style of exercise.
Mm.
Iba yung progressive overload for calisthenics systems. Iba yung progressive overload for conventional weight training, for specific strength training. Yeah. So, try to understand uh, try to learn. Try to learn. Kasi sayang, kung pupunta ka nila naman, mag-effort ka, then try to learn the basics. No?
Yes.
So, yan. But, yeah, you can train yourself, no? Pero you have to spend the time and energy. And ikaw sa tingin mo, if you want to train yourself, where do you start? Episode 1, and then what else?
Episode one for sure. But I would start with knowing what I am working with. So a
Mhm.
simple fitness assessment. It can be something. If I want to lose weight, I'm gonna make sure that I know my weight, what my weight is to start, and then try to get goals out of that. If I want to get stronger, I try to lift what I can lift for a specific amount of repetition. So maybe if I'm just starting out, maybe I'll do a 10 RM and then extrapolate my 1 RM. I would start there, work with what know what I have, what I'm working with, and then try to test out what movements feel good, what movements feel natural to me. Maybe I'm a natural bench presser. Maybe I don't like squats too much because it hurts my back. So maybe I'll stick to more split squats. I'll test it out and see
Mhm.
what these movements are. But again, that has to have a prerequisite of knowledge when it comes
Mhm.
to the movements that are available there. So, but yeah, I would start with the basic movements, basic squat, basic hinge, basic push and pull. And then from there, see
Yeah.
what is comfortable and what my current capacity is. And then try to program, like what Wisdom said, progressive overload. I think is one of the, I mean, it's the most important part of working out,
Mhm.
how you
Mhm.
progress. And now you add weight, how you add the reps or decrease reps, all of that will work into my plan. So yeah, I
Yep.
would work on those basic movements first and try to
Mhm.
build my competency on them. to be able to get to my goals. But yeah, so if we haven't even talked about it yet, eh. Pero yeah, so we've been for the most part we've been discussing resistance training and lifting because that's our bias, the both of us. Eh.
Mm.
What if somebody wants to go into yoga? Let's say like yoga or Pilates or yeah, those two muna. Can I don't think if I don't know if we can answer this, pero is should that person think about variety? Kasi I've met a lot of people na they do yoga only, Pilates only. Is that gonna be okay for health first and foremost? Secondly, for functionality, since that's what we're
Mm.
talking about. What do you think about that?
Depende. Yoga, for example, yoga or Pilates, is it okay compared to what?
Compared to
Compared to nothing? Of
resistance?
course.
Yes.
Diba? So you need to manage your expectations. Those are really good activities to build um your relative strength, relative your mobility, which is a combination of your flexibility, coordination, and strength. No? And it's a healthy habit to do. And to some extent, it really depends on the different types of yoga, but to some extent, it's also a spiritual and mental process, which is part of wellness.
Yes.
But you have to manage your expectations. Now, if you just focus on Pilates, yoga, yep, you will be more physically fit than if you did nothing, but do not expect it to build your at least your anaerobic fitness
Yes.
as good as resistance training. But may mga kilala ko na ganun eh. They like the Pilates better. They like yoga better. No? They just don't like to lift weights. And it's fine. But I do have to say that if you don't like conventional weight training, then have some form of resistance type
Yes.
activities. Di
Yes.
ba?
Hmm.
Oh,
I well,
climbing,
yes. I was gonna
rowing,
say
yan.
because where does yoga and Pilates ba land in the continuum? When it comes to is it more aerobic, anaerobic? When you analyze the
Yeah.
movement, I think it's more aerobic. I mean, I've tried both, and it's actually yeah, medyo ano nga siya.
Na ano yan eh. Na
Uh,
medyo na-explain yan ni, I think it's Dr. Mike Israetel. If you're
okay,
just starting out, then it becomes a cardio. Kasi
yeah.
ang hirap, di ba?
Oh, true.
Nabibisit ako minsan sa
Sa mga
position na yan,
poses.
di ba?
That
But
is
then
true.
once you get it, now it becomes just a basic anaerobic activity na you're
Mm,
holding a stretch. Yeah, but if you're just starting out, so the easier it gets, the better you are at it, the less aerobic it gets. Diba?
okay.
But, and I think, sorry yung biases ko, pero it can be additive to your resistance training. But as a your sole activity compared to
It should
nothing, sure.
yeah.
But no, but if you can, lift weights. Yep.
Yeah. Again, the theme of this show, as you keep on watching our episodes, is it's gonna be a lot of bias towards resistance training. It doesn't mean that we don't think that these other activities
Yep.
are good or are effective, but we just in terms of the science that we've read and studied, and the literature that you read when it comes to resistance training, it's one of the most effective ways to build your body, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, nothing wrong with that. I would put that as variety. And if you think
Mm-hmm.
about variety, it's a very small percentage of trying to get to your goals. But if you want to mix it up a little bit, I would I would do that. I mean, I would maybe do a yoga once or twice a month for myself, and then maybe do Pilates. I haven't done Pilates, but my wife loves Pilates. I would try it maybe, sometimes. But my main workout is always going to be resistance training. And I think that's the same for you.
Yep. It also resistance training also has cardiovascular benefits by itself.
Yeah.
No. So it's good. But if you are someone who has become more sedentary, office job, you drive, you don't have a labor intensive job, then get in some cardiovascular activity. Kasi iba din eh. Kasi we do see it a lot ng mga people who lift weights and have cardiovascular illness because
Yes.
cardiovascular health is was neglected. So yeah, but I mean, ideally have aerobic and anaerobic fitness. But if you just want to do one, then choose one compared to none, 'di ba?
Yes. All right. So yeah, I think that about does it. Let's try to summarize. But I think the linchpin of the episode really is sustainability. If you are starting out in fitness and wellness, if you are starting out and you don't know what to do yet, the first thing that you need to look at is how can you sustain this activity for a long period of time. We like using the term lifelong wellness or lifelong fitness because both of us believe that it is something that really should be lifelong. It's supposed to be something that you should be doing because ano yan eh, parang use it or lose it. If you stop doing it, then your ability to do it and at the same time the benefits of doing that activity also wanes and disappears. So find something that is sustainable and more than that, plan towards sustainability. Like what Wisdom said, location. Have something that is very near to you. Ideally, something that is, what do you call this? Yung madali puntahan. Something that is accessible to you. Um, and then manage your expectations. Kumbaga, tama Wisdom, you know? In terms of
Yeah.
location or gym, before you even think about the facilities, think about the location and think about
Mhm.
is it somewhere I can actually access for many times. So yeah.
Yeah. And then also find a way to monitor your progress. So if you're doing, let's say, cardio, then time or distance or both. If you're lifting weights, then write down your the load, the reps, the number of sets that you do. If you're doing style exercises, then take note of the weight that you use per station. And then progressive overload. So the good thing about exercise science so far is that yes, progressive overload is very important, but the literature is not very clear on what's the best way to progress. Is it intensity? Is it in volume? Is it in frequency? It doesn't matter much. Eh.
Hmm.
So actually, just find some way to progress, and then you're good to go. So
Yeah.
find a way to monitor whatever it is that you're doing. It could be writing down. It could be timing yourself, looking at the distance, and then do some form of progression. Run faster or same pace but run farther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Lift heavier or same weight but do 1 to 2 more reps or same weight, same reps, maybe do one more set in some of the exercises. It doesn't matter. So yun yung madali. Yun yung madali sa progressive overload.
True, yeah. There are many ways, but all of them work. Kumbaga,
Mm-hmm.
choose one way to progress. We didn't even think about or talk about that. No? Pero yung record keeping, that's a
Mm-hmm.
big part of success. If you can keep records, and I guess if you have a coach who keeps records for you, that will also take care of that. Parang you will know
Tama.
your coach
Yep.
will tell you, okay, it's time to progress. You've been doing this weight for so long. It's time for you to progress. Let's go after it. So yeah, so
Yep.
get a coach who can do that. Get a coach who is knowledgeable in progressive overload, has a good eye in spotting when it's time to progress, and also can you can relate with and relate to when it comes to your sessions because you will be spending a lot of time with your coach if you do
Yep.
this right. I mean, if you stay in the activity for a long period of time, like most of my clients are I speak for myself, but most of my clients are year-long clients already. I have few clients, but all of them are more than a year now with me, and I like it that way. So some
Yep.
people don't, but I like it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else to add?
Yeah. Get a good coach and progression. No, sometimes your coach, sometimes it takes a coach to tell you na we can do plus blank kilograms on this load. Or I think you can do 2 more reps. Kasi minsan takot yung mga, especially those who were not athletes back in the day. Medyo takot sila. And sometimes when you have a good coach, you can look at the bar speed, You can look at the relative effort that the person is doing now. Uy, parang kaya niya. And sometimes, the client itself or you yourself, kung ikaw yung client, medyo takot ka lang. But if you have a good coach who has a good eye, which can be only gained from experience na, hindi, kaya na natin to do this. And that's one way that they can help you out. No?
Yes.
Yep.
Tama. Again, it takes a good coach to be able to realize and recognize that. And if you do get a good coach, then my my advice to you is to stick to that coach.
Mm.
I mean, it's always better if you have a coach who you are comfortable with when it comes to your sessions. All right. So that's it.
Yep.
That's episode 3 of the Fitness
Yes.
Faculty
Hmm.
podcast. Wisdom, where can they follow you?
Yeah. So as always, just Google me and whatever links you see. Yeah, usually dyan, ResearchGate, Facebook. There's not much to follow either way. Yep.
But yeah, this is episode 3, and there will be a lot more episodes coming.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be having a guest in, if not next episode, probably an episode after that. In fact, we'll
Mm-hmm.
be getting many guests in the next episodes to talk about a lot more topics when it comes to the realm of fitness, strength and conditioning, wellness, and sports. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you haven't, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please please email us at fitnessfacultypod@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube, Fitness Faculty PH, on Instagram and Facebook, Fitness Faculty Pod. Right. All right.
Right.
So
Yep.
until then, my name is Coach Chappie.
Yep. And I'm Wisdom Valle, sir. So thank you for tuning in and let's grow our community. No? Let's grow our community.
Yes,
So
comment kayo sa
please
mga video.
subscribe, comment. We read each and every one of those.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. All right, guys. See you guys on the next episode. Bye.
All right. Bye bye. Thank you.